Hello everyone, welcome to the IAS Mentor World History series. In this video, we are going to see scientific discoveries in chapter number 2. In previous classes, we have seen how the European history is moving from ancient time period to medieval time period, and we have seen how the Renaissance also took place, what are the features and impact of it. One of the direct impacts of Renaissance movement is scientific discoveries. It has changed the humanity forever. Not only European history, but entire humanity itself. It has changed altogether with these new scientific discoveries. Whatever technological developments which we are seeing today, it is the result of scientific discoveries during this time period. Let us try to understand what is this phase in our human history. When it comes to key scientific discoveries in 1500s, 1600s and up to 1700s, it appears we have taken them as granted, but in those times they were challenging the existing beliefs of the humanity itself. Scientific discoveries, for example, heliocentric theory that every one of you know, that sun is the center of solar system and all the planets are revolving around sun. Today it is a very well established fact and we have many things to prove that heliocentric theory, sun-centric planetary system. But when someone was telling for the first time like this, he was seen as a mad person and he was seen as a challenge to the society itself. And the church people were hunting them, and in fact they were killed them also. Some people were house arrested for lifelong, some people were chased and killed them, some people were burnt alive if somebody was telling something which we are taken for granted today. Examples I will give one by one. You will understand how our humanity moved from one stage to the other stage. Existing church beliefs, few examples I will give, then you can understand how the system was there. One is geocentric theory. That means earth is at the center, everything else, sun is revolving around the earth. That is one. Next, church means what is the source of knowledge? The source of knowledge is Bible. If somebody asks, what is this universe? They will say that God created universe. And all these planets, moon, stars, everything is the action of the God. God has created heavenly bodies. Whatever we are seeing up in the sky, they are heavenly bodies created by God. If somebody try to explain the movement of these heavenly bodies, that means you are questioning the God's command. You are questioning the Bible. That means you are not supposed to live. And God has given the mandate that whoever question God and they can be eliminated from the earth. When it comes to human body is very sacred. Today, the entire medical science is depending on the information what comes from this body. How that information comes? Doctors used to dissect the human body and each and every organ inside the body, it is well documented now. In those times, if somebody dissect the body, that is a very big sin and the person who has committed this sin must be eliminated on the spot. Human body is sacred. Leonardo da Vinci, everyone knows, Leonardo da Vinci known for painting a Picasso image. But he has also painted the internal body organs anatomy of the human body and how he could paint it. He had to observe this. How he had observed this? He had dissected the body. But was it allowed? Never. That's why he had secretly had to take some dead bodies from someone and secretly in night time he had to dissect and observe it. If the information knows that he is doing that kind of sin, that he might have been already eliminated. Today, the whatever information that comes from Leonardo da Vinci's information, humanity would not have got it. Intellectual people like Leonardo da Vinci were facing a lot of danger when they were doing those kind of researches, those kind of experiments. That's what. Why? The existing belief is human body is sacred, nobody should touch because this body is required in the next life. The soul moves from one place to the other place, this body is required. No one should touch it. That's what the God's command, nobody should touch it. That's what. Now, when it comes to if there is any kind of disease, today we are talking like corona came, that is because of the virus. If we create some kind of vaccine for this virus, then we can relieve from it. If there is a bacteria, we can create some kind of vaccine. If bacteria can be killed and we can save from them. Microorganisms. But when it comes to those times, medieval times, and this is in fact, it is unfortunate even today also, in India also, people are still believing this. If there is some kind of disease, it is God's punishment. The person, whoever affected with this disease, had committed some kind of sins. God has given that punishment in the form of this disease. People should not question the real exact reason behind this disease. But the scientific discovery means somebody started experimenting. Somebody first of all started questioning. Why everywhere God is coming? Why everywhere Bible is coming? Why I am talking about God? Bible means it is European-centric developments were taking place in this time period. Later, this applied to every part of the world. In India also, why God should come when it comes to scientific discoveries. Socio-religious reformers during 1800s and 1900s, people questioned these practices. That's what diseases means. It's a God punishment because that person has committed sin. Even today also, if a person is suffering from some kind of illness, people used to say that he had committed some kind of sin. That's why in the previous birth, he had done something. That's why in this birth, he is suffering from this kind of disease. Even today also, people have that kind of belief. And if somebody question that, today no one is questioning. People have their own way of thinking. But today we have medical science and there are efforts to remove that illness and remove that disease. But in those times, if somebody even tried to give some explanation and they were targeted, they were eliminated. And someone considered these are because of some ghosts, witches, ghosts. Particularly women were targeted if some kind of a disease happens. If some kind of illness happens in a particular village and women were targeted. Women were seen as the reason, they are considered as the embodiment of the ghosts. That's why women were at the receiving end. Witch hunting was going on at that point of time. That this is the kind of society. Now, if someone questioned this, they were targeted and they were eliminated. That is the kind of power because church was having a lot of wealth. And with this wealth, they were having military. They were having blind followers and they were having security forces. And this church was even commanding the politics. They were instigating the kings to punish such kind of people who ever question them. That's what, despite these odds, some people discover something. Today, many people are discovering every day some kind of innovation is happening. Today, we are taking it for granted. Even government of India also creating some schemes to improve these kind of innovations. But in those times, governments themselves were not in a position to take any kind of decision to encourage such kind of scientific temper because it is creating a completely chaos. Church believes that if somebody question this, that means people will start questioning Bible, people will start questioning Pope, people will start questioning church, then there will be no power at all. then there will be chaos. From the church point of view, there will be chaos. There will be no morals in the standards in the society. That's why in the first place, ruthlessly eliminate such kind of people who ever questioning the beliefs in the first place itself. That's why. Now, despite these odds, some people created, that's why the humanity owed a lot of debt to these people. They have changed how the humanity should think with respect to our nature, our human body, and our various phenomena in our human life. If there is any kind of drought, if there is no fail, and religion says because people are not worshipping gods properly, that's why God wrath. Gods were angry, that's why they are not giving rain, because the rain is caused by a god. That is how that kind of beliefs, but they have changed completely. This space by natural force, this rain by natural force, diseases by microorganisms, air, it is a movement of various molecules, everything they have changed the way we are thinking. Some of the people here, you can see Copernicus, heliocentric theory, Brahe, precise astronomical observations to observe the space, Kepler, laws of planetary motion, he clearly explained how the movements are taking place. Galileo improved the telescope and observed how the planets are there. William Harvey, circulatory system, how the blood circulates in our body. William Harvey. Francis Bacon, he is very much interested in empiricism. He is known for believing nothing, only after doing something, only after experimenting, only after seeing rationally, then only he can accept the knowledge. Rene Descartes, geometry. Next, Newton, all of you might be knowing the laws of the motion and universal gravitation principles. And he has changed the way how these planets and nature is running. Then Leeuwenhoek, Antonio Van, he is considered as father of microbiology, which is very much important in understanding the diseases. Robert Boyle, who is considered as the founder of modern chemistry. So all these you can see, mathematics improved, biology improved, chemistry improved, space-related science improved. So physics, chemistry, biology, space-related, mathematics, everything in all these spheres of life, some people have contributed. In which places they have contributed? In Europe, this is Europe. This is the place. At this point of time, today, most of the inventions are taking place in this land. United States, today the age of artificial intelligence. The developments are taking place every day, regularly, every day. Some new developments are taking place in this place, United States. But in 1500s, that part of the world do not even know that some people are existing here. Forget about some people. People don't even know that there is a land here. Now, that is about to come now. Because of this scientific discovery only, that is also taking place. This is the place at that time. Today, these many countries are there. At that time, these many countries are not there. There were kingdoms. This is a French kingdom. And this is a England kingdom. Here, Pope was very powerful. Pope was dominating the religion and people were attached to the religion. They are called Christ kingdoms. The kingdoms who are following Christianity. In the middle, there is something called Holy Roman Empire. The name itself you can see, it's an empire, Roman Empire. It's a revival of the ancient empire, but with more dominance of religion, Holy Roman Empire. The kings, whoever ruling this Holy Empire, they tried to maintain good relation with the Pope. Otherwise, if Pope say this king is not having God's mandate, then people, there will be so many contenders who will go and kill that person. That's why whoever kings are there, they used to come and take the blessings of Pope. In that way, Pope indirectly controlling entire European affairs. This how? Here, Russia, this is also under influence, everywhere under influence. This is Christianity. When it comes to this area, Ottoman Empire, and Ottoman Empire, this religion is Islam. This is what? This kind of renaissance had taken place in Christianity. In Islam it is yet to take place. Our humanity is moving from one side to the other side. In Islam still there are people who strongly believe all these things are happening because of the God. Allah is the reason behind everything. Still this scientific inquiry is yet to start in Islamic world. That's why some kind of chaos is still happening in this part of the world. Religion dominates the common people life. Everything, whether it is society, economy, politics, diseases, everything, generally people is to consider that is the God is the reason behind it. Hell, heaven, punishments, God, that is how blind faith is to dominate the human life. In 1500, 1600, 1700s, Christianity was like this. If somebody questioned these beliefs, eliminate them, burnt them in front of the church, burnt them alive, trial before the church, and they were punished, either beheading them or punishing with life imprisonment. Holy Roman Empire, French, English. Some people in different parts, courageous people, for example, in Poland, this is a Poland. Some people from this area, some people from this area, from Germany, whatever we are calling today Germany. That time there was no Germany. People were there, but country was not there. Empires, kingdoms were there. This is Poland. Some people from France. Some people from England. Some people from Italy. Galileo, for example, from Italy. Newton from England. Galileo from Italy. Copernicus from Poland. Likewise, different people. Around the same time period, they have even invented the printing press. Gutenberg, printing press. With this printing press, identify, you now connect with the Renaissance time period. Renaissance means what? A rebirth. Rebirth, people already started questioning this. One of the outcomes of Renaissance is scientific discoveries. Could you connect now? One of the outcomes of Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirth in all spheres. Remember the code HAPI. Humanism, art and architecture, progress of science, individualism. Renaissance is a broader movement. Scientific development is one of the component of or the result of Renaissance. In politics also it has changed. In economics also it has changed. In science also it has changed. Particularly we are trying to explain scientific discoveries because it has changed the humanity forever with new advancements. It gave new potential, new tools for humanity to achieve something bigger which humanity has never achieved so far up before scientific discoveries. These scientific discoveries, so many people have contributed for this kind of scientific discoveries. Now you can see various people from Poland region, from Germany region, from Italy region, French region, England region contributed for physics, chemistry, biology, universe, laws of the nature, empiricism, rationalism. These are the ideas that propelled this part. On one hand, the free speech was not there. Kings were continuously hunting them. If somebody questioning the existing beliefs, they were considered as some were spoiling the entire society. The church, kings, the orthodox people were afraid. If people started believing like this, they may not follow the existing social order. That will result in the law and order problem. Why even kings also, sometimes kings were not happy with Pope continuous interference. Despite that, they used to listen to Pope and Christianity. Why? They don't want to take the risk of law and order problem in their own kingdoms. Because the moment once people started questioning, then it creates chaos. Law and order problem will emerge. Kings don't want to do that. That's why it's better to follow the existing tradition, existing norms. Despite that, some people risked their lives and they have continued to do research. They have worked upon various segments. They started questioning every practice that Bible church was telling them. with the practical experiments, with empiricism, with rational mindset, with scientific temper. They started inventing something new, started developing some scientific principles. These scientific principles, this scientific temper created new possibilities for humanity. As a result, what happened? It has changed. It has changed the humanity. It has completely weakened church intellectual dominance. Earlier, education was under church only. The schools were run by church. And what is the curriculum of that church? Curriculum of that education? Bible. In Islamic, when it comes to Hinduism also, same thing everywhere, with respect of the any religion. Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, or in case of Christianity, everywhere, whenever religion was dominating, the education system dominated by the religion. Weakened church intellectual dominance. Now, because of the scientific discoveries, church control over the education started weakening. Secular education created. One of the principles in our fundamental duties also, if you see in our constitution itself, promoting scientific temper is one of the fundamental duties. Developing scientific temper is one of the fundamental duties. Why? If there is no scientific temper, humanity will not progress. Because of that scientific temper only, European people have changed and they colonized and they ruled. Literally, they created empires. They ruled entire earth. That possibility came because of this only. Church dominance reduced, secular education improved, scientific discoveries improved. Gave rise to Enlightenment philosophy later in 1800s. It has changed every sphere of life later. Encouraged secular rational outlook, influenced political revolutions later. Once the scientific discoveries increased, then common people also started questioning. It is not really God is the reason behind it, not heavens and hell, not Bible is the entire source of knowledge. There is life beyond this. Religion is one component of human life. If somebody wants to believe, let them believe. That is their freedom of religion. But nobody should force the religious beliefs on anybody, because other people also have the natural rights. Naturally, they can think freely, they can develop their ideas freely. Church should not interfere. If there is any kind of such effort, if church try to dominate, people are ready to revolt against that. That's what against church dominance. Within church, within Christianity, there is some kind of reformation happened. That is a revolution against the existing church itself. Revolutions triggered advancements in navigation, medicine, industry that later led to industrial revolution, that led to age of discoveries. America so far in 1500s, in 1400s, we don't have America. Now, because of these scientific discoveries, marine technology increased, shipbuilding techniques increased. Now they were having the confidence, Europeans have the confidence now to travel long distances over the oceans. And they discovered America. Christopher Columbus discovered route to America. Vasco da Gama discovered route to the India, marine route. Who discovered sea route to India means from Europe? Vasco da Gama. That is the outcome of scientific discoveries. This is the impact of scientific discoveries. Is it clear so far, students? So this is how church used to give always different kind of explanations which are not based on rationality, based on faith only, based on blind faith. But some people questioned these existing beliefs, wanted to prove every idea, they wanted to prove with the experiment. As a result, new scientific discoveries emerged. It had developed, it had changed the outlook of humanity itself. It led to rise of new techniques, new scientific tools. As a result, humanity itself came out of ignorance and moved towards a scientific way of life. This is a continuation of second chapter only. Renaissance, rebirth took place, new ideas are coming. One of the component of Renaissance is scientific discoveries. Clear? I hope you understood different key scientific discoveries and how it has changed the humanity. We will meet with the next topic, that is as part of the second chapter only. In next video, we will see the age of discovery. How Europeans discovered routes, how Europeans discovered new territories, and that has changed humanity forever later. That we will see in the next video. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.